Hey everybody, what you're looking at there is Cocos-Keeling Islands. I suppose you'd call it an atoll, and I don't suppose too many people would know where this is located, but it's actually I think a few hundred miles, maybe even 1,000 miles south of Sumatra in the Indian Ocean. It was uninhabited for quite some time, but way back, in the sailing ship days, it was eventually settled by a fellow called Clooney's Ross, and he ended up living there with his family and his descendants over the decades. Originally, what he did was boarded slave labour from Indonesia to produce copra from the coconut trees. But down the track, the British government decided they would take the islands over and held on to them until about 1955, when they handed them over to the Australian government to administer, and that's the situation to this day. Population about 600, and of course you can see a fairly nice long airstrip there, which was used a lot during, not a lot, but towards the end of the Second World War. For bombing raids against the Japanese. The Japanese actually probably, I think if I remember right reading, they attacked it, bombed it a couple of times, but otherwise it remained fairly untouched during the war, even though it was pretty well close to where the Japanese were operating. So let's just pop down there to the airfield, and of course we're in the MD-80 Mad Dog, and we're going to be heading from here up to Singapore, and that's about 2.5 to 3 hour flight. So because I'm recording this, obviously what I'll do is I'll pause it as we're getting up to cruising height, and then come back during the descent. Now, ICAO code for the Cocos-Keeling is Yankee Papa Charlie Charlie, and Singapore Whiskey Sierra Sierra. And by the way, there was a scenery that I downloaded from the York store. Slightly better than what you see here, but considering it's not the sort of place too many people would visit, it's not too bad. Anyway, let's slip inside and we get this bird all fired up, ready to run. First off though, we've got to put in our battery. And we'll get a GPU up and running. I'm going to be doing all the fuel and cargo in pounds. While I'm here, let's as we go over to here, we'll open up the forward door, we'll deploy the forward stairs and the cargo doors, and slip outside quickly and have a look and see if that's happening. Yeah, there you go. Move this fellow out of the way. That's our pop-up menu, of course. Okay, so there's your front door open, and if we flick around the other side very quickly, that's what I call very quickly, and we should see the cargo doors are open. Okay, so that's all done. And while we've got this up, let's slip back into the cabin, and we'll request GPU. Turn it on. That's our buses on, and the start pump can go on. I'm just going to hold off starting the APU at this stage. Let's get back to loading only our fuel and our cargo. Yeah, okay. That's just Betty powering up a few things. Alright, let's get back and we'll start putting in our fuel. Now, SimBrief have produced a route for me, so I'm going to go with that, of course. And our first thing to do is our fuel in the tanks, and that's 32235, enter. Total payload for this trip is 36100, and we've got trip fuel of 189 67. And this is all in pounds. Our landing weight is less than our maximum allowance for our maximum landing weight, so we're okay there. Let's flick back here very quickly, bring him over a bit. Now I load the fuel. I'm going to start loading fuel. I don't want to wait 14 minutes, I'll expedite. Same thing with the cargo, not that we got much cargo. And we'll start. So that gets everything moving along as far as the loading is concerned. Now, again, just before I get the AP up and running, I like to do a little bit of overhead checking. First off, we're going to check with our, where are we here? That test. This is the override test.
Glide slope. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Sink rate.
Wind shear test. Let's see if our stall test works. Okay, that's that. And the next thing I'm going to do too is I'm going to do a fire test very quickly. Should not take but a second.
Fire left engine. Fire right engine.
Okay, that's done.
Fire left engine.
Yes, Betty. Alright, now we can start the APU. Okay, while that's powering up there, we'll just check to make sure everything was right with that loading. It's all ready. Okay, so that's good. And we'll just wait for this to power up. Here's our needle swinging around. Takes its time. Now we'll see the power available come on here. There we go. Right, okay, we can put that on. Now we've got to put in our right fuel pump here to deliver fuel to the APU. Start pump can now come off. And we can get rid of our external power, and also at the same time we can dismiss our GPU. We'll have to come back to this pop out to close all the doors up after, so we'll just put it away for the moment though. So we don't need that. Okay, we'll now go down and set our altimeter. We'll get this out of the way. We will brighten up the instruments here. Brighten up the FMC. Now, altimeter for that area, I do have active sky up. Let's have a look at the briefing. And it looks like it's 1006. Keep in mind that the wind's at 210 degrees, 6 knots. We've got visibility all the way up by the look of it, very few clouds scattered, 35,000. So 1006 is easy, we can just put that in there. And we're done. Up here to do our alignment. Making sure we don't overshoot there. And we'll go down and do our FMC. Okay, pause in it, first thing. And in this case it's Yankee, Papa, Charlie, Charlie. And we're off to, where are we? Whiskey, Sierra, Sierra. Well, no, got to go back. Put that one back in there first. Now we're right. 1, 2, 3. And because it's Simbri for giving me a route, let's hope this propagates. Here we go. Activate. Everything looking good there. Flight number now. It's a Sim Wings. And the flight number I'd go with 77. Alright, so that's that. We'll just have a quick look at the legs. This stage, okay, not a lot there, but it's okay. Right you are. Okay, now let's go back to our menu and we'll go to our perf. Now because we've already loaded the fuel up and the passengers and the cargo, this should just fill out, which it does. Reserves on it's going to be 3. Cost index I'm going to put 12. Now our flight level today is 310. I think it should be right. If it's not, if the FMC doesn't like it, it'll let us know here, so let's see what happens. Okay, it's accepted that. Our cruise wind is 269 up, -003, and our outset temperature is going to be -32. I'm not quite sure what the transition altitude is here, so I'm just going to have a quick look at my little map. And what does it say here? 10,000 feet. Okay. Now that is the same for Australia, so it looks like it applies here as well. Take off. Outside temperature, quick look again. It should be here. 30 degrees. Now we're going to flex. Okay, so what we're looking at for flexing, we've got, bring it down here so I can see the flex control, and it's just up here. Come out a bit. Well, not you. There we are. I'm going to flex up to about, let's go for 45. Pretty warm place. Okay, so that sets flex. Next thing we've got to look at now, though, we've got to look at our V rate, speeds, based on our gross weight. So how do we find that out? Well, we can cheat. Well, it's not cheating, but we can wait until we put the flaps down and just propagate it just by clicking the buttons. But I like to do it the old-fashioned way. So we've got 146. I've got the speed chart here. We'll go up to 146 over here. Oh, that's the flap end speed. Come back a bit. That's the figure we want at the top. There we go, 146. We may be able to hit it on the button, but we might have to take one up or below. Let's have a look. 3, 5, 8. So I'm going to go back to 5. So I'll use flaps 11, which is the most common flap setting for the MD, and it's 146, 151. 146, 151. Okay, where's the V1 you might ask? It's 10 off that, 136. Okay, so we're all set up there. Let's go quickly for our departure. Runway, I think if I remember right, I'll just double check here again, but it should be runway 15. Based on winds, there we go, 15, so it's pretty straightforward. And there's no SIDS out of Cocos-Keeling. So it'll be just straight out departure. Let's have a look at the legs. And this is obviously going to be VOR at the end. I probably don't need it. Yep, I think I might just bypass that and just go straight for that. You notice I haven't executed yet because now I can, because the IRL is aligned. You're not supposed to execute it until that has happened. Okay, so now we can have a quick look at our modes. Go to our steps. Up we go. and then of course there's the star into Singapore, which I'll fill in later. Maybe there might be a wind change up there to take into account. Okay, so that's all done. So we've done our assumed temperature, and you'll see our speed bugs have already come down because we've set the VREFs. Alright, get a few things started up here, and we've got to put on our HP bleed. Galley can come on, our windshield anti-fog. Probably don't really need that one, but you never know. Our yaw damp has to come on. We don't really need our logo light because it's daylight, but we'll put on our radio rack Venturi fans. We'll also flick this over to cabin. Cabin pressure is automatically looked after, so I don't have to worry about that at this stage. Cabin pressure, yeah, fuel reset. I'll try that. I'll hit our reset just to be on the safe side. And we're going to put in our hydraulic pumps up to low. Our transponder is going to go to standby on 2000. I might just bring some lighting onto that. Let's go. Just to standby on 2000. Okay, our APP, just we'll put our APU bleed goes on now. One off on our HB bleed. Our little, don't forget our pneumatic crossfeed. And I think it's time we probably close our doors. Let's go outside. Pull up our, close our forward door and retract our stairs. Up they go. And we close our cargo doors. Okay, that's done. Now up to here again, the galley goes off now. We'll put in our fuel pumps. Now we'll probably have to put in our centre pumps as well, because I'm sure, and I'm right, there's quite a lot of fuel in the centre tank that we've got to use up first, so we'll bring all those on as well. Now the other HB bleed now goes off. And we now have to put our transfer pumps on. Position and strobe light comes on. Our anti-collision comes on because it was just about ready to go. Transponder mode goes to XPDR. Flight directory can come on. Our bank angle will have to go to 15. Our heading runway, let's just look that up very quickly. Our heading runway, what's that? That's 152 degrees. Our altitude, we're going to go straight up to our cruising altitude of 31. Flight level 310. Right, and then our speed for takeoff is going to be 250. Back a bit. And there we're going to do reset our fuel for the zero fuel weight. And to do that, we go down here and we look at our zero fuel weight from the chart, and it says zero fuel weight what have we got? 114653. That'll do me. Flick back to gross weight. There we are. Now, I think it's about time we organise our trim, our long trim. I normally do that with while we're waiting for a pushback, but we're going to go straight out. In fact, we'll be going over to the left here, and we're going to be backtracking all the way up to the end of runway 15 over there. So before we start starting engines, let's get this long trim out of the way. Menu, take off. And we're looking at a centre of gravity of 9. So come down here. First off though, set our flap to select at 11. What did I say? 9 was it? Yeah, it was 9. So we'll just slip over here a little bit. Well, let's bring this up to 9. Get that dead straight. This one comes up to 11. Alright, now we bring down the long trim. So it's got to be between 7 and 8. Now it's pretty dark, Laro, or whatever you want, a pointer. It's very hard to see it. You can just see it there now. Very, very hard sometimes to see in that rotate. But if you look here, that's it there, and you can see it's pretty well in alignment. So Betty shouldn't moan at us about that, I would hope. Now that that's on, we're ready to start the engines. So put our ignition switch over to select up system A will do. And we'll start the right engine first. Now what we watch is N2 rising. Of course it's a bit slower in the Mad Dog than it is in the other aircraft. What I must do in the meantime though is I'm just going to log into SimWings Virtual Airlines. There we go. That'll record my flight for the virtual airline between here and Singapore. Okay, we're up to 22, so we can open the fuel valve on that one. We should be hearing something outside. There we go, there's the bus clicking over, so now we can go to left engine. So the right engine's revving up, it's working well there. Let's go back inside and wait for N2 on the left engine. This can flick back over to legs. I usually put this one on climb. Oh, hang on, that's right, they're both slaved. Keep forgetting that. How we going? Left engine 21. Now that'll do us. 21 coming up 22. Up we go. Wait for the bus to kick in. There we go. Okay, and we don't need our ignition switch anymore. That goes off. Our engine start switches can go off. We can turn off our APU bleed air now. Make sure that's off. And we don't need our APU power anymore. So the APU itself can go off. We put our galley back on again. We put our ice protection, that's the pitot. Our hydraulics now go up to full power. Now we can get rid of our pneumatic cross feed. While I'm down here, I'll turn that to take off. HB bleed now goes to auto. And pull up the speed brake. And everything looks right for our takeoff conditions. Our flaps, we may as well do that now. Down to 11. And I may as well arm this fellow. Now because we're just going to taxi straight out from here, we can put this on straight away. Let's run the timer, right? There we go, that fellow over. Check our flight controls. Everything looks good there. Try out for brakes. Our pedals. And while we're here, we'll set our weather. And I'll do the transponder as well now. Set it to RAA. And the direction will be above. See, we're climbing. I think we're right to go. Let's have a sound outside. Flaps are down. And our slats are out. We should be right to go. Double check which side we've got to head, to the left. Okay, here we go. Now, if we haven't got the trim right, we're going to hear from Betty. Let's bring the sound up a bit, eh? I missed that. I should have been watching that. Okay, we can still go this way. Okay.
On runway 33, 1,700 feet remaining.
Alright. Now seeing we're here, let's get our lights on straight away. And seeing we're here as well, we'll put our ignition to override. And we'll put our nose light on as well. Wing landing lights we can do as well. 1, 2, 3. Keep going, keep going. Now, can I do a turn around here? Let's have a look. Ooh, that's going to be a hard one. I should have checked that out before, so looks like I'm going to be doing a bit of stuff on the grass. Oh, we'll take it as wide as we can. How about that? Can't do that in a lot of them, can you?
On runway 15.
Alright, we've got to set our EPR, that's going to be flex. Also going to hit our EPR limiter. And we're just going to be rolling along. I think everything's pretty right to go. Hit our toga, advance throttles. And we'll go forward over throttle. Airspeed alive yet? Come on. Yep, airspeed's alive. That's 80 knots pretty certain we've got enough runway here. Coming up to V1, right about now. Rotate. Yeah, we're rolling. Okay, we've got positive rate. Gear up. Keep it at that angle. At 400. We go to nav track. We go autopilot on. We go climb. Watch our speed here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go vertical speed, and we'll take it up to about 2,000 feet. Say 2,000. Let's have a look. Check our flap. How's our nav track working? Nope. Just on a heading hold, so let's see if we can get our nav track. Doesn't want to. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Should be doing a nav track for us. Autopilot is on, 2,000 feet, climbing up. Yeah. Might have to go to a heading on this. Don't know why it won't capture that. We've got our nav trackers not working. Got our vertical speed. Let's go over to indicated airspeed. And we'll bug up now to 250. Keep an eye on our flaps there in a second. There we go. And take our first flaps up. Indicated heading hold. I might have to pull the heading hold off. Now let's try our nav. No, doesn't want to go. My heading select. That's it, it's off now. Try nav track. Nope. Yeah, nav track not working for some reason. Okay, let's have a look. We should be 62 degrees. Flaps all the way up. Let's try. Heading 62. Come around. There we go. Yeah. We should be heading for Epic up. Let's check this out. A little bit outside. Yeah, it's okay. Why aren't we heading for that? Let's execute. Just to be on the safe side. See if I can fix this up. We're on climb here. Yep. By the way, we should have taken our ART off, but it's too late now. Alright. Let's go VNAV while we're here. See if we can fix up this nav track. Let's stay on heading select. I'll take the shortcut and see if we can go up to accurate my work there. Right? Didn't like that first waypoint for some reason. Problem solved. Okay, let's get it all sorted out. This can go out of the way for the moment. Oh, hang on, I might just drop that interior sound there. Keep the sound down a bit. Yeah, didn't like that waypoint for some reason. Let's see, we'll make sure we're on track here now. Yep. Okay, we passed 10,000, that's transition height. Let's get all this off, eh? Going to leave the wing lights on, and we'll let our passengers sorted that little problem out before. Now we can enjoy the flight. Make sure our flaps are down. Yep. Okay, plenty of juice in the center tank. It'll be a while before we need to switch that off. I don't think there's any weather to worry about here. How about that? I think we can do away with this up here now. There you can see one of my, one ortho tile that I did for around the Cocos Islands. It made a little bit of a difference, but sort of nothing spectacular. So we'll be passing the edge of that one, and we'll be looking at some blue Indian Ocean under us. Oh, you should have gone over the standard, shouldn't I? Always something you can forget. That's better. Yeah, of course, it'll automatically do it for the backup altimeter and also for our first officer. It's good weather for flying, look at that. I could have put the airport in there for Cocos-Keeling. I'll do it just to show you. There's not much there. Because it's a pretty out of the way place. What was that again? That was Yankee Charlie Charlie. You can see there's not much information here. Not a lot. Just some parking stand coordinates and just the runway. There's a VOR that I deleted before, otherwise the aircraft would have gone there then straight across. Maybe that upset the flight plan there before, I don't know. And of course there was no departure out, just your approaches and arrivals. So while we're here, let's put our Singapore information in. And of course, quite a large airport, and in fact one of the biggest hubs in the world. Airport. Airport information. You've got 3 runways. I think this one on the right though, let's bring it in, 02 right. I think that's used mainly by the Singapore Air Force. There's no ILS approach into that one, so we'll be coming up from the south, and Simbrief has already organised a 02 centre for me. Unless the weather's changed, we'll have a look at that right now. I'll make some notes while I'm here too. You can see a 3-4 hour flight. Okay, I'll write this down there while I've got a chance. We've got a QNH of 1013, which is standard overometer. And candidate runways for landing based on winds at 02 centre, 02 left, 02 right. Here's our ILS even, 108. And we've got a course there, 108.30, sorry, 108.30. And we've got a course there, 23 degrees. So we're pretty right for centre. So let's just go back here and go and have a look. I might just have a quick look down at our FMC to see what our last waypoint is. Repov. Okay, let's see what we can find for Repov. This one back. Let's see what we got here. Any repods? Okay, we've got 2 of them. Arnav arrivals 1A, 1B. Let's have a look at that one first. Actually, it was 1A that was in Simbrief. Just looking now. We're coming up from the south, so we'll be, that's our last waypoint, so we'll be taking the star in from there and doing, looks like a right hand turn into the centre. If I remember right, that ILS ribbon starts about here, the initial approach fix, I think. And we'll probably going to be in for a bit of a turn, very quick turn. Let's have a look. Go back here. So ILS 202 left, 02 left cat 2, ILS DME runway 02 centre, and a 20 set. That's the other end, of course. This is the one. And it should match up that frequency that I wrote down before. 108.3, and there's our 023 for the course, so that's spot on. Just a quick look at missed approach, climb 3000, via the heading 23, that's a runway heading. And Vita key, the radial 023 to nylon, Vita key, radial 023, DME 13, and hold as YPCC. Up to here, and that's going to be it. That's nylon. Go into a holding pattern. Well, there's no ATC on here at Singapore. Very rarely ever is. Let's just go down and have a look at our approach here. Here's Lepner. Looks like our approach. Approach fixed 5,500, and we've got 204. I'll put all this information in just before we get to top of the set. So 26,000 we're coming up to. Let's have a look here. While I'm here, I'll do the arrivals. So we go for ILS 02 centre, and it was forgotten repop, wasn't it? That's going to be it there. Check our discos out. There's bound to be one. There it is. Execute. Let's go and have a look at it on the nodes. Bring back and let's go and through our steps. There we go. Just approach and back up one. So coming up to our flight level, what's happening here? They disappear. Don't want to go, do they? Well, they don't really disappear. This helps, huh? There we go. Very odd. I'll fix that up. At 28. Guys, I'll probably put this on pause now because it's close to flight level 310 and give me a time to fix up this pop-up taskbar down the bottom. So I'll come back when we're getting close to top of descent. Okay, here we are back again. We actually just started our descent into Singapore. We've got a little bit of rain out there, I think. It sounds like wind. No, before like there was some rain hitting the windscreen. Okay, just recapping. I'll just turn down that UI, it's just like that. Okay, so we've set our decision, our initial approach fix of 4,500 as per the approach chart here. Already set the wireless frequency here, 108.30, and also the cruise at 023 degrees. Same thing over here. The decision height is on this one, I think it's about 214 feet, and I've already set that in the altimeter to there. We should have a look and see where they're picking up our approach here, because we're heading to Repov. Okay, we've got to now set our EPR over to climb, even though we're descending, and our transponder direction can come to below. I've set our cabin elevation as per up here, as per active sky, and it's 29.74. Might just go ahead and put our seatbelt sign on. That's just a matter now, descending down. We'll have a look at our legs page. So we're going to be sticking to 270 until we get down to REMS, where our speed has to drop back to 220. Down to 190. Yeah, 190 when we take over as we get closer. Yeah, a little problem I had before with the taskbar. Jumping, sticking wouldn't go down was because of one of the programs I was running in the background. It's been pretty good weather all the way. I put this new sound add-on in, and it's Not quite what I expected, but I'll probably get used to it. That sound could be yeah, there's an F pod. There's now an F mod. What do you call it? Folder in there, which wasn't there before. So it's a bit different from what I'm used to, but I'll manage. Because I'm throttled back too, so the engines won't be roaring quite so much. Yeah, those interior sounds and exterior sounds don't seem to work anymore with this add-on. The transition height for Singapore is 11,000 feet. I'll just check the weather, active sky weather. Make sure there's been no change in wind direction. And it's still the same 02. Our QNH is still the same. No, that's knots. Where are we? I'll have a look on here. QNH is 1007. Out of the way. That changed from 1013 earlier. Obviously, you've got to keep an eye on it. I hope that background sound's not too loud. I'll just come down a bit there. Okay, watching our speed, it's 270 now, so we're going to be reducing speed to 220 pretty soon. REMS. It's already got the speed bug close to that. It's Singapore, yeah, right up in front there, some of the islands. There we are. Still a ways off yet. You should start to see that speed pull back soon. If not, we'll give it a bit of a hand with a speed brake. And looking up here at one of our enunciators, we've got FMS on idle. There's our initial approach fix, 4,500. We're on nav track and VNAV descent. And we've set up over here for our climb. We had to switch over, turn off our centre tank there some time ago. And coming up to transition height, so let's look that over to 1007. got about 11 nautical miles to go. We should be dropping down to 220 very soon. Coming into 10, down to 10. Speed should start to drop soon. Yeah, there it's a Mac reading there. Just starting to come down very slowly. Let's turn our lights on, wheel it up. Put our ignition switch over to both. And I think our transfer, yeah, that's right, hydraulic transfer pumps should come on. That's what's this speed. Coming down very slowly. I like to fly this aircraft without having to rely too much on speed brakes. You do a lot with the flaps and the slats. Okay, might put our heading setting onto our course. Just in case we have to do the go around. So we're all set up here. Here comes the banana down. It looks like we should be right as far as the initial approach fix. It'll happen very quickly, that turn, and that the capture in the ILS. In fact, might have to let it use our vertical speed if it doesn't go down faster. It's got to be down to that 4,500 by that green mark. Okay, so we should be about 190 now. Now you can see it's already come down. And take our slats out now. That's our first slat. Should be showing up out here, shouldn't it? Here it is. It's sticking out. Yeah, once we get to Samco, that's pretty well got to be it. I don't think we're going to make the 4,500 in time. According to the green banana, we've got another 15 nautical miles, so I'll just watch that. What I can do though is I can do an FMS override and drop that speed down a bit. I'll take it down 175. We'll probably get a scream in a minute from Betty. Yeah, we might be okay. I think as soon as we get close to 4,500, that speed will drop right back down to the 165, 175. And that's when we'll probably get the call. Landing gear. I'm going to arm the speed brake now because I don't think I'm going to need it. Coming down nicely. Probably start to pick up the localizer very soon. Notice that we no longer have the ground speed showing up here. For some particular reason at 10,000 feet, its aircraft does not display ground speed, which is a bit of a nuisance, but we'll manage. Speed's coming down now to that 175 I set in. That's our 1,000 feet warning. Let's have a look outside very quickly, see what's going on. He's getting a bit of a nose high altitude, so let's take out another flap setting and we'll probably get the warning. Picking up the localizer. Looks like we'll be levelling our initial approach fix. It's going to be close. We're under the glide slope so far. That's flaps 11. Yeah, we can come back a bit to say 1. No, we'll leave it at 175 until we do the turn. There we go, altitude, yep. And we'll go back to 5 nautical miles for the range. Unfortunately, I don't know how to put the fixed rings in for the airport on this particular aircraft compared to the others. Okay, localizer's coming in, so is the ILS. We can put V-lock on. Take one more, we can drop our gear now. Should be able to capture the ILS, I hope. There we go. Watch it here. Glide slope's captured. Let's drop our speed down to 165. And our flaps down, flap 28. Sorry, that's 15. We want to go to 28. And what we can do is just head out. VREF is 1 foot. I calculated that before. VREF should be, double check that. 28, 134, so it's 140. Bit noisy outside. That's a bit quieter. Anyway, all set up for the approach there. Looking nice and stable. That's better, isn't it? Okay, let's drop our speed all the way to 140. No hurry. Should be there ahead. It's gone foggy a bit. There's our pappy lights there. And our speed is now 140. Going up to the 1,000 feet mark. Now we're looking outside. Yeah, not too good outside there, is it? $1,000, check.
$1,000.
Okay, you said it before, say it again, check. Just gonna let it down a little bit more before I take over. It's pretty misty out there. Okay, my aircraft.
Autopilot.
Approaching 02 center.
Yeah, it's not easy to see that.
300. 200.
'Bit more to the right.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Landing. Reverse is on. And we should be able to turn off. Now that's a double back that one. We might have to go a bit further for a there's one up here. Let's have a look. Just one up there now. Okay, we'll go for that. And we'll get this fellow back. And we'll get our lights off. And we'll just go over to dim on this fellow. And we'll stop just there. Okay, down to our brake selector can come off. And I think up here for our ignition switch to come off. Eyes protection to come off. Our flight directors can come off. And we better get that APU started. I think our position lights come up. Did we retract our speed brake? I think I did just then. Yep, it's done. And our flaps all the way up. You can turn off the weather radar. And our transponder could go over to XBDR. And let's go look for a place to find a gate. Yeah, I lost sight of that. Runway there for a minute. Just didn't see any lights along the runway, but anyway, Pappy lights help me out. And let's see if we can find a gate. There seems to be too many gates for this one. I just downloaded this yesterday and could have sworn there were a lot of gates around, but it doesn't look like it. I don't really want to go wandering all over the place looking for one. Let's just go up and maybe we can just go up and have a look. Can't see anything there. Oh, they're all over the other side, I think. Oh, look, I'm just going to use what's here. It's not a very good add-on, unfortunately.
Stabilizer.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to grab what I can. I know there is a payware out for this particular airport from, I just can't do their name, escapes me for the moment. Yeah, not very good this for a major airport like Singapore. Come on, a bit further over. Come on. Well, that should do it. Let's get our handbrake on. Okay, now let's make sure we got some APU power. And we better get the nose light off, not that there's anybody out there to blind, but... And shut the engines down. I won't open the doors yet because if I do a quick replay, I'm not sure whether they stay closed or open. So we'll just have a quick look. Replay. Let's go back. Take it a bit forward here. Let's see how that landing was. Yeah, it was a bit difficult to see that. Would have thought there'd be some lighting on there. Let's have a quick look and see what time of day it was. It's getting on in the afternoon. Not that this will change anything, but it only replays what it was at the time. Yeah, can't even see any lighting there at all. Nothing, no lead lights or anything. So, but anyway. I think I got myself out of trouble. It was a hard landing. We'll have to do a side step there. Unfortunately, I kept the power on. Otherwise, I would have been really sinking. Let's have a look at this. Hard landing. Okay, I'll live with it. You know how dull it is. Let's flick back there and have a look. Yeah, I was over there. Look at that. You know, just made it in time. Look at that. Round we come. Yeah, a bit of a thump there. Got it onto the centre line. And a quick look outside for the end of the runway, up to about there. Shift 3. Come over this way. Come on. Yeah. And that, this time it told me I was fired, so I don't trust this damn thing. I get better descent rates through the virtual airline software. This, I don't know. Okay, what we'll do is we'll have a look here. Now look at the wing flicks we're getting. You can see me pulling over now to come across.
100.
Gee, I missed the T.
50,
There's no
40,
lead-up lights
30,
working at all.
20. 10.
Hard landing this time there. And we'll do one more from the you can see how far over I was. Look at that. Yeah, almost leaning on the pappies themselves. Okay, let's try that one very quickly. That should be the last of it. Yeah. Anyway, got it down. See, hard landing again over here. Now what I'm going to do very quickly, I'm sure the lights on this place should be working. Let's just go back quickly here. I'm just going to set the time for just something. Why did it just slip back then? Just out of curiosity and see if the all the airport lights were working. Just apply the changes. Yeah, it looks like they do. Let's go up and have a look. Yeah, everything's working in the background. Yeah, oh well. Okay, let's just come back to, I'll just come back here. See what it looks like at this time. I hope that's better, isn't it? Anyway, I must admit, I'm not overly impressed with that sound pack. Maybe I've got something wrong. I'm not sure. But I will do that very quickly. Forward door, deploy the stairs. Let's open the cargo doors and let's open the aft door. So we've got them all going. There we are. That was a long flight. That was about 3 hours. But quite enjoyable, good weather. I don't think the flaps all the way up, are they? There we go. Should be right now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly do like flying the MD-80, and it's taken me a while, but I'm pretty well getting used to most of the systems. So that finishes it for me, and see you along for the next time. So, see ya.